Hello all, my name is Riddhi Nikam and I am one of the 32 changemakers for the FAIR project for the year 2020-22. I want to start by thanking you all for being here, and I wish to share something before we dive in the said premise. The school I was recently interning for my field work is a 2-hour travel from Dahisar, that is in northernmost part of the Mumbai city, to Chembur, which is in the southern east part. My other commitments during the break and the heavy rains made it sometimes impossible for me to reach the school. I had to miss the school for some days. Now, each time I had to message my field mentor, it made me feel guilty. I would say to myself that Riddhi, it's pathetic. You are overcommitted and underperformed. Now, the least I could do was to inform them about my situation, and I would be terrified about what response would come my way. Would they judge me, call me unprofessional, say that I was making up reasons and being lazy? But surprisingly, my field mentor replied saying, "Sure, take care, rest well, see you tomorrow," as if she totally understood my problem. No comments, no demotivating replies like, "This is so unprofessional, you have too many leaves or you're bluffing." The next day, when I would go back, my field mentor would ask if I was doing well, and she reminded me how self-care is important, how I should not overexhaust myself. I was completely surprised to see this forgiving attitude. How they understood what I was going through and were very empathetic towards my situation. It was difficult for me to believe that they totally trusted me and treated my challenges as some genuine problem and not petty reason. That's how rare being empathetic and comforting has become. I don't know if you meet someone who doesn't react loud and make you feel guilty, but on the contrary comforts you and understands that you feel bad enough about the situation already. The support I received in the school by the field mentor and the teachers there got me rid of all the negative feelings I had, the negative feelings of guilt and shame which I usually have in similar situations. I could focus on my work better. I felt wanted and cared for, which in turn motivated me to do my best. How I wish all of us can live freely without the fear of being judged or someone holding a grudge on us. It's a sad truth today that the ones in an authoritative position like teachers, parents, employers, administrators, politicians have certain expectations and rules that their respective students, children, employees, workers, citizens should follow as mandated. Now, the ones in lesser authoritative positions like the children, the students who are supposed to listen and follow are expected to please the ones who are in a more powerful position. For example, a teacher might like a particular way of handwriting, and the student who fails to follow this rule might be ashamed in comparison to the ones who are managing to incorporate the teacher's handwriting. Or parents expect their children to get the best grade, get up early, get a high salaried job, or get married to a person only from their own caste. If an individual fails to do all of this, he or she might be ashamed of being incompetent and tagged hopeless. No wonder the cases of depression these days are increasing. The question is, how do we stop people from pushing other people in a negative emotional space? I'm quite sure that we are aware of how we hurt people through our comments or actions when we are angry, upset, or irritated with someone or something. Then why do we still wish to make someone else feel guilty of not living up to the expectations? Why do we hurt people when we know how it feels to be hurt? To answer this question, we may want to revisit the school I talked about initially. There is something different about this school than the other schools I have worked before. The Coach Community School works with students from socially marginalized community, and it uses an SEL integrated approach in their teaching learning. SEL, as many of you might already know, stands for social emotional learning. Now, what is SEL? What is social emotional learning? So, SEL goes beyond the traditional ways of teaching and learning to incorporate and develop socially sensitive and emotionally competent individuals, which can add to their cognitive development. Different social emotional competencies like self-awareness, self-management, and social awareness, building healthy relationships, decision making, empathy, peace, non-violent communication, so on and so forth, are being worked on through the SL programs. Many organizations today, educators, parents, policymakers have acknowledged the importance of social emotional learning in many places across the world. The Coach Community School was my choice for my fieldwork in order to look closely how the SL integrated teaching learning takes place, and I was amazed to see how SEL can transform a school culture to something truly welcoming and comforting to all its team members. But there is a problem. The question that, Riddhi, if all of us are to adjust to each member's needs, priorities, and challenges all the time, then how will an organization achieve its desired growth? Or if parents are to mold their expectations to their child's emotional needs and priorities, will these children be able to fight the harsh realities and expectations of the outer world? Also, if teachers are to cater to each child's emotional needs, how will she manage the classroom and be able to teach for the academic results that are expected by school authorities and parents? And I think that's the catch. In today's world, the bigger expectations or of the ideal growth, like organizational success, academic success, growing up to face the harsh realities of the world, all of which are man's own creations, govern how we treat our fellow human beings. I would say we have created a bubble of competition and excellence to be achieved, and we think we need to mold people to be able to achieve this desired excellence. And the ways are parenting, educating, training, etc. In case someone fails to keep up to this excellence bar, they are made to feel worthless. To add to it, we have innumerable motivational talks around how we can live up to this expected ideals of success. They say choose the correct set of friends, be practical enough, don't give in emotions, prove them wrong, and how I earned $1 billion, and how you can succeed, how you can influence people, blah blah blah. It's a vicious circle. First there are expectations, then people are grilled all their life to fulfill these expectations. Now those who fail are then struggling to keep up, and those who somehow manage to meet the success and expectations that the world expects will now set another level of expectations, just making it more difficult. The challenge becomes tougher and the success rate drops, leading to more people feeling like failures and feeling worthless. Can we please take a break? I realize that having expectations is not the real problem. Moreover, while I speak, I myself have some expectations here for change. But the point is, what happens when one doesn't meet these expectations? What do we do then? How do we react? What do we value more? The expected result or the process of bringing about the desired change? I see many students who don't enjoy going to school and college, but they say they have to since it's important for their future. I see many friends who are slogging day and night in a corporate setup because they need to earn that money to gain financial stability and to provide for their families. The instances of burnout and depression are constantly increasing. Schools, colleges, workplaces, and many such institutions are collectives made by us humans, right? These collective structures must be conceived as places of collaboration for collective progress. Places where people could come together, innovate, and bring about newer things to make lives easier and happier. But I guess this aim of progress superseded the people who were responsible to bring about the change. The conceived dream of a better world has gained more importance than the well-being of the members of that world. The question is, how will we achieve this dream without caring for those who will make up this world? It's high time that we start focusing on how we are treating our students, our employees, citizens, each fellow human being. Do we really care about their problems, or are we just pretending to understand when in reality All we care about is, are they doing what is expected, what we want them to do, what the world wants them to do? Now, this may sound like a petty complaint, but let me expand this to a bigger scenario. Imagine how a country would look if its government made policies such that are focused on enriching the social economic needs of its citizens instead of treating them as mere consumers by manipulating the demand and supply in the current capitalist setup. Or how countries would interact if they all believed in giving a fair chance for growth and not developing at the expense of one another. Would countries fight wars if they truly understood the level of trauma they are causing to the rival country and its people, as well as the level of uncertainty they are creating for their own people? Today, billions of dollars are being spent on defense just to stay safe. All of this is because we believe that the other party wants to hurt us, and if they do, we would want to hurt them in return. Nobody likes to get hurt, but everyone is ready with strategies to hurt someone else. That's the level of mistrust and disbelief we have among individuals and societies today. Everyone wants peace. We all talk about world peace, societal peace, peaceful relationships, mental peace. But are we ready to work towards it? I must say that being at peace with oneself and with others is not a cakewalk. Taking care of each other, making people feel comfortable around you, supporting each other for collective well-being may seem easy on the exterior, but God, it takes a lot of effort. A parent will need to invest time, patience, and energy in listening to their child's concerns. A teacher might have to look deeper into each student's familial history, his or her academic inclinations, what can be made possible for each student in the class such that they all are number one in their life. An employer might want to see what's stopping its employees from achieving the organizational goal, understand that not all human beings are perfect, but they're unique and the uniqueness needs to be tapped on. Such support, love, care, and genuine goodwill kindles hearts and minds to do better. The fact that my field mentor believed in me, was grateful for my effort, motivated me to work for this organization. A student who feels wanted and sees how his teacher wants to share his dream will definitely love coming to the school. I have a request. We don't want markets to feed us feel-good products, but we definitely want people and organizations that have feel-good human beings. Thank you.